Hi guys, Osrin here from Model Creator. It's good to be back. I think that from the intro you probably gathered that today's topic is the poses. In the last video we talked about customization of the uniforms, weapons, gear, accessories, things like rucksacks, shovels, canteens and so forth. And today's topic is the poses. We feel poses is actually the most important part for Model Creator and the whole platform, because when you design a diorama or vignette and so forth, the key part, apart from the vehicles and the landscape, trees, destroyed buildings and so forth, are obviously the miniatures, the soldiers who are telling some story and are engaged in some kind of activity. And if those soldiers, i.e. miniatures, are what you want, then the story will be complete and will be, as you envisioned it. So it's very important that, when designing, you have, a great range of things that you can choose from and play around with and get exactly what you want. We will concentrate mostly on non-combat positions, because we feel that those are the ones which are most used by diorama builders and most important. So things which is involving carrying stuff, marching, standing, lighting a cigarette, lighting a pipe, just smoking, drinking, eating, sitting, doing those chores which basically you see are needed the most for a good diorama, and also realistically speaking represent most of the time of what a soldier will be doing. If we look at the amount of time that a fighting man spends actually fighting versus admin, maintenance, cleaning, traveling around, marching and so forth, it's actually a very small amount of time, luckily, because otherwise I think there will be very few of us alive at the end of the day. But having said that, of course we will not neglect the fighting positions as well. I mean, some of the most impressive dioramas I've seen, I actually include fighting, and they're done with explosions and things like that, which are just mind-boggling how well they're executed. But you have to have everything. So there will be fighting poses and the non-combat poses as well, plenty to choose from and play around with and customize. And I will now show you a small demonstration simulation of how this will pretty much look like. Yeah, I hope you liked it. Obviously this is just a part of it. The options available that we plan to have will be on a much bigger scale. However, we are not certain yet if we will be actually letting full absolute freedom, because we've noticed that having such a freedom can lead to some unwanted results. It's very easy. You can play around with a figure that is not holding anything in their hands and so forth, and it is pretty unlikely you will do something wrong unless you put it in some weird angle, whatever, which I can't even show because it's a wrong angle. But the moment you're holding an object, especially with two hands, things can get a bit of a complex because of the physics. Everything is basically physics. So just moving stuff around can then yield some unwanted results, and it would be really a shame if one is playing around designing the miniature and then not realizing that they've done something which is out of bounds, and maybe they don't notice it through the through the screen and so forth because of the angle, and then when the miniature arrives, it's not what they wanted, or is unrealistic. And then who is to blame? It's not the platform, because you have full freedom and you've done it, and it's not you because you wanted to get something else but didn't realize you made a mistake. So that basically sort of is not a perfect such a situation. Also, if you have too many options to choose from, it can lead to to some bit complex user interface, which is not our intention to have. We want to have it very simple and effective. And it might be fun for someone who was willing to spend hours designing just one miniature to get exactly everything right. But for vast majority, we want to have the general pose the way we want it, with the gear from the unit that we want. Is the left leg or feet 5 centimeters in front or in the back? Then obviously adjusted for scale will not make a huge, it's not important. Obviously for some it will be. So we might also differentiate between the two or something. We haven't fully decided just yet, because it's also depending on the technology and what we can actually get to work. So from technological standpoint of view, there are some things, and not to mention at the end, when it comes to 3D printing as well. So that's where we pretty much stand at the moment. I'm sure we're going to talk a bit more about the platform as it progresses. And thank you for watching. I hope you found this interesting and informative. And please like this video, subscribe to this channel, and follow us on Twitter, Instagram and Facebook, or on our website. And of course, more content is coming. Some exciting things have been happening in the meantime. So yeah, without further ado, be well, be safe,